mastered it completely. Didn't rely upon what Ibn Sina and Ibn Rushd and all these are saying. Goes direct to the text of Plato, Aristotle, goes directly to the text. When you read his book in Coherence of Philosophy, he's not quoting Muslim philosophers, he's quoting the Greeks and refuting them. He's going back to the Asl, the source. But what does he do before he refutes? He writes a book, which I think you got that, haven't you? The Book of Monte, right? Yeah, he writes a book on the subject as a specialist within his subject to gain acceptance amongst them. Once they recognize this man knows what we're on about, he refutes them. Why? Why? So that they cannot say that this is an outsider who doesn't understand what we're on about. That's akin to somebody now coming up, studying the university system completely, studying evolution completely, writing a book that's accepted in academic circles, studied in university, then turning and refuting it completely. That's what Imam Ghazali did. But he said in order to do that, he dived into an ocean where he drowned it. Now what's that mean? And when you expose yourself to all that level of kufr, it's gonna have an effect on you. And that's why he, as well as his Sheikh Imam Ghazali, what did they say? They wished we could have died on the Aqida and the belief of old women. On the belief of old women. Don't know none of this philosophy. All they know is one God and Muhammad's the final messenger. Pure belief, which pushes them to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the ideal if you're not exposed to a lot of this kufr. Unfortunately, we're exposed to it. So we need to know what it is. So we see codification takes place in every single science. So when somebody comes and says, what's your dalil for having these 7 categories? Add more categories if you want. Because this is not something completely agreed upon. There's debates as well about this. But the point is, these are key ones. And you cannot negate that will is an absolute essential attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You may want to add in more. We can have a discussion about that. Is there proof for that or not? We can have a discussion about that. And there are some about which there's a debate. But these are essentials that must be in place. Like code of categorization is open to discussion. But these 7, there's no discussion about these ones. Because all of these emanate from Quran and from Sunnah. So we look at these 7. The first one being will, al-irada,